Hello, friends. Welcome back to Sunday Shenanigans with me, your host, Trevor Stewart 1308. And we're here with Kat, the ASOC Prod, and the Peanut Gallery. And we're here to play along with some of NPR's Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Yep.
But first, how you guys doing?
It is a day.
It is, yes. Technically, it is a day. The sun has risen. Day has started.
I exist.
I have tea.
You know, Rene Descartes walked into a bar. The bartender said, Mr. Descartes, Rene, would you like a beer? And Rene Descartes said, I think not. Poof! For Rene Descartes, 'twas a drunken fart. I drink, therefore I am.
I take it back. It's not too early for peoples. It is, however, too early for math and math jokes.
That wasn't a math joke. It was a
He
philosophy.
did stuff.
It was a philosophy joke.
Yeah, it was a philosophy joke about a mathematician.
Calling
You
Rene
don't use
Descartes.
philosophy in D&D because it's never a good idea to put Descartes before the orcs.
Also a math joke.
I find your logic flawed. Rene Descartes wasn't. I mean, yes, he did math stuff, but he was more known for his philosophy than his math, I would argue. And he did.
Yes, but you would argue that just because he was known for math stuff, it is a math joke, and it is too early for a math joke.
He's the evil SOB that invented and started putting letters in math. Philosophy has
No,
nothing to
he's
do with
not.
it. Invented the convention of representing unknowns in equations by X, Y, Z, A, B, and C. He put letters in math.
That's no. That's a misconception. That wasn't him. That
Oh,
was that was the Moors. He just copied what the Muslims had been doing.
I'm hating the French dude, not the Muslims.
Well, yeah, but they're the ones
Okay,
who first started putting letters in math.
So he just wanted to be more like them?
Yeah.
I need 2 fly swatters.
Today's pre-rolls brought to you by the Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville, Virginia. On the downtown mall, 105 West Main Street, Suite 200, above the bricks, between the Green Cauldron and Hamilton's. 10,000 villages, unfortunately, might be going away.
Oh,
It's sad.
it is. I mean,
The Hidden Leaf, we're a great place to go with some great buds to get some great buds. A bud? And the only thing better than their bud is their customer service. They have the lowest prices in town, according to my own personal, highly biased research, by which I mean I was incredibly high when I did my biased research. Don't forget to visit the website for times and events. The website is thehiddenleafseville.com. That's thehiddenleafseville, all one word.com. A quick note of disclosure, we are a politically opinionated show and group of people. They are a business. All of our sponsors do not necessarily share our opinions. Our opinions are ours and ours alone. I think that's the ad read. I miss
I
anything?
think it is too before we get off on the sad topic of, the other store going away potentially.
Yeah, yeah, 10,000 villages.
What
I
was
saw a
10,000 for?
going out of business clearance sale sign in their window.
Ooh. 10,000 Villages is one of those places where uh, different different crafters from around the world send their stuff to be sold.
And it's like
Supporting it supports a bunch of women and children owned or operated or mostly run businesses in places that are substantially hard hit or deprived,
developing nations, stuff like
developing
that.
nations. Um,
No.
and they
They're
they all right. You know the yarn that I used to get a subscription box to.
Used to? I didn't think it did.
Different subscription box. The yarn one did end.
Okay.
Um, but they do a similar thing where they've got basically a group of people in a village that are making a specific product, and the product is they're paid fair wages for what they're doing, and they're supported with what they're doing, so they don't have to um, find other work or do work for major companies that will only give them like a couple cents on the dollar for what they're doing.
right.
So
No.
it's fair trade, fair wages, getting a decent product to people here, and making sure the people there are
Duly,
provided for adequately.
yeah, duly reimbursed for their
Yeah,
efforts
Fair
and
trade,
time.
fair wages.
yeah.
Sounds supremely un-American.
Yeah.
I
Well, you
mean,
notice they're closing.
Ouch.
you got there before I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the yarn box they go a step further with recycling. So the women in this particular village take um old silk garments and they turn them into yarn. So they pull them apart by fiber and turn it into yarn, which is freaking awesome.
That is pretty cool. Yeah,
Anywho,
it is unfortunate that they're closing.
yeah.
Um you know, pretty much everybody on that little strip, you know, Green Cauldron, 10,000 Villages, the Hidden Leaf in Hamilton's. I mean, Hamilton's is a high end, expensive restaurant, uh, but the staff is really cool. They pop over to Hidden Leaf occasionally and hang out
Mm-hmm.
and say hi, you know, between shifts and whatever. And it turns out that they're really nice people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then, you know, I've had the chance to interact with the people at 10,000 Villages here and there, and they're also very, very pleasant. Very pleasant people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and of course, I love the Green Cauldron. You know, the modern witch on the go's best friend when you don't have time to prepare all your own spell components. They step in and provide pre-prepared spell packs, spell components, crystals,
The pretty
candles,
crystal.
incenses to save you time in your daily spell casting.
They also have books. They've got some really nice books in there.
I mean, they
So I
do,
just want to
yes.
clear up for people who do not actually know me. When I'm making the joke about it being supremely un-American, I'm not supporting that idea or ideal of America. I'm saying that sounds like a great thing. Why isn't it done that way here?
Because America.
Yeah.
We have a pretty good idea of what you mean, Peanut Gallery. Remember,
Well,
you're on this show. Like,
this is true. But I understand why I make sure any random first-time listener that hears that comment doesn't get all
Yeah, that's true.
frumpified.
And quite often, I'm also on the show as devil's advocate, so wanted to clarify.
This is true.
I mean, okay. I guess I can see that.
You need some more Brill cream for your horns, though, if you're going to be the advocate.
Ain't nothing I'm
The
gonna say to
halo's
that
kind of
gonna be
mushed them
right.
down a bit.
Ain't nothing I'm about to say gonna be right. It's me just not saying it.
It's okay, I already said it. The halo's done mushed the horns down a bit. He's got to sharpen them up.
Of course, nothing you're about to say is going to be right. You lean far to the left.
Yeah, that too. Let me rephrase that then. Anything I say about Brill cream and firming up your horns, gonna be wrong. I don't think it's Brill cream he needs for that. They make little blue pills to do that.
I mean, yeah, they do. But since we're talking about devil's advocate, I was very, very clear, at least in my mind, about, horns on the head, nowhere else.
Sure, those horns need the little blue pills too.
Sorry. Now I've just got
This never
images from...
happens to me. I swear this is the first time.
I'm sorry. And now I've got Howie Mandel and the Monster Under the Bed movie running through my head.
Oh God, yeah, that one. Well, friends, we are here to play along with Wait, Don't Tell Me, NPR's weekly news quiz show. Even though we have just been making jokes.
I mean...
This week, their special guest is mxmtoon.
Okay.
We'll find out. All right, so let us get on into this.
Okay.
Okay, that's the button. There we go. That's the button I'm looking for.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if you can hear it.
All right.
This message comes from Whole Foods Market. Find
All
sales
right.
on supplements.
From NPR and WBEZ Chicago, this is Wait, Don't Tell Me, the NPR News Quiz. Filling in for Bill Curtis, I'm the voice so buttery you need extra napkins. Chioke Ianson. And here's your host at the Studebaker
That's
Theater
special.
at the Fine Arts Building in Chicago, Illinois, Peter Sagal.
Thank you, Chioke. Thank you, everybody. Yes, it's great to see you too. Great to be with you. We have a fabulous show for you all today. Later on, we're going to be talking to the musician mxmtoon, who has become hugely popular performing her music online. Basically, she is to the internet what Bruce Springsteen is to New Jersey. And we want to hear your hits, so give us a call and play our game. The number is 1-888-WAIT-WAIT. That's 1-888-924-8924. Let's welcome our first listener contestant. Hi, you're on Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Hi, this is Daniel calling from St. Paul, Minnesota.
I love St. Paul, one of my favorite places. We have some people who came down for the warmth of Chicago. What do you do there?
I'm a plant biology PhD student here at the University of Minnesota, which I was delighted to hear shouted out last week by Rose Matafeo.
Yes, Rose Matafeo, our guest, became an accidental supporter of the University of Minnesota, where she wore one of your shirts on her TV special. Is everybody at the University of Minnesota talking about that? It's just the buzz of the campus?
Well, I'm a PhD student, and I work with professors, and we all obviously listen to NPR. So some of them are, but
right, exactly. So, but basically, what you're saying is you're a PhD plant biology student. You don't talk to anybody.
But,
He talks to his plants.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well,
I do, yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, Daniel. Let me introduce you to our panel this week. First, a contributor to CBS Sunday Morning. It's Faith Saley.
Hi, Daniel.
I think.
Next, a comedian.
What'd you say?
The quick one-line sentence that ran through my head was they have plants in Minnesota. I thought it was all snow and rocks.
During the 3 weeks of summertime.
Okay.
Headlining the Laughing Tap in Milwaukee, March 20th through the 22nd, and the Gramercy in New York City on May 29th is Hari Kondabolu.
Hey, Daniel.
Hey, Hari.
And you can see her February 8th in Glendale, California at the Alex Theater and hear her just about every week on the podcast Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone. It's Paula Poundstone.
Hi, Paula.
Daniel.
Paula.
So, Daniel, welcome to the show. You're going to play Who's Chayoki? This time, Chayoki Ayansen filling
No,
in
we don't
for
have
Bill
favorites.
Curtis is going to...
What? We don't have a favorite? Yeah, we
No,
do.
we don't have favorites.
Definitely Paula Poundstone is my all-time favorite. Also, just me, Crystal. Hi, church is done, so welcome in. I hope
feel
church
free
was
to
wonderful.
type in and throw out your ideas.
But yeah, Paula Poundstone is absolutely my favorite. She's who made me think that I could get into stand up. She made me want to do stand up when I was 12 years old. And she was, hot on the stand up scene. Hey, Chris in the 386. Good to see ya. All right. Now, let's find out what's up in this week's news.
Curtis is going to read you three quotations from this week's news. If you can correctly identify or explain just two of them, you'll win our prize, any voice from our show you might choose in your voicemail. You ready to play?
Absolutely.
All right. Your first quote is from the governor of the great state of Louisiana.
I hope everyone is safe and warm at home with a big pot of gumbo.
What rare weather event
Is
are
there
people
snow?
of Louisiana dealing with this week?
Well, I guess it's rare for Louisiana, but it's not rare for me in Minnesota.
Right.
I'm guessing the answer is snow.
Yes, snow. Yes. You and me and all the other Northerners were laughing as we looked at New Orleans covered in snow. They warned us the weather would get weird. It has. A cold front moved across the south, dumping a record-breaking 10 inches of snow on New Orleans. But the party goes on, right? It always does there on Bourbon Street. You take off your shirt, you get beads and frostbite.
I was thinking this happened a little too early, because if it happened during Mardi Gras, it could be like that ring toss, right? You take off your shirt and you throw the beads and they just, boing, they just stay if you had a good toss.
I have no idea what you're referring to, Faith. But, can you imagine what's going on in the city right now? All the drunken bachelorette parties staggering into stores to buy everybody emergency Uggs.
Usually when there's this much snow in New Orleans, it's going up people's noses. Am I right, everybody? Mardi
Hey,
Gras.
yo.
Yeah?
Drug joke.
It's the first time, at least in modern memory, snow has come to that city down there on the Gulf of America.
The Big Easy, more like the Big Freezy. I had written it down, and I didn't want to give it up.
I appreciate that.
I support you.
And Daniel, you will appreciate this. As somebody who lives in Minnesota, I live in Chicago. Nothing is more fun than watching people in a state that never gets snow trying to deal with snow. It's great. They're out there with like whisk
hilarious.
brooms and spatulas.
Do you think they spell it SNEAUX there? Y'all, we got snow.
Snow.
We got some snows.
No.
Now, Daniel, Daniel, your next quote is somebody who launched a new social movement for January.
Why am I grumbling right now? And is it necessary?
So that person, she's based in Belgium. She started this movement, which she's asking people to not do what for the whole month of January.
Oh my, it's not dry January because that's been a thing for a while.
Right, it is. So this is dry, but you are on the right track. Dry January means no wine. This means no whining.
Oh. Not complaining.
Not complaining, yes.
I'm guessing that's what you said,
Yeah.
Peanut Gallery?
I said no whining.
Yeah. Let's find out what effect this has had now. Points all the way around on that.
Yes. Welcome, everybody, to No Complaining January. You've heard of Dry January. Now a social campaign movement out of Belgium and the Netherlands has banned complaining for the entire month. It's a great idea. And whoever decided to pair it with the month that I also gave up alcohol, genius.
This no complaining business feels ageist.
Yeah, really.
Because what are my parents supposed to do? That's what they're retired. They're in their 70s. They complain. They watch TV. And they talk behind each other's backs to their children.
Really?
Well, you're going to ban that too now? We're not going to do that? We're going
Talking behind each other's backs strikes me as another sort of subset of complaining, right? Because they're not calling you up and going, Hari, your father, he's so wonderful.
Oh, right. No. Yeah. You're right. 1 and 3 are the same.
Exactly. On the other hand, I mean, it would be a good exercise to just spend 1 month trying to look on the bright side of whatever happens to you. So you're like, some of these bankruptcy judges, they're really nice. For example. Although the real problem...
these extra pounds really fill out my pants.
Exactly. Now you've got it. Well, I've never noticed how interesting the inside roof of an ambulance is now that I can stare at it for a while. I mean, that's what I mean.
It's really cold out, but I didn't want those balls anyways.
All right, here, Daniel, is your last quote.
It's called boomerasking. If you do it, stop.
Now, that was from a Wall Street Journal article on boomerasking, which is the latest trend in conversation they are noting and condemning. It's boomerang asking. And what that is when you ask someone a question just so they will do what?
Ask you a question.
Just so they'll, ask you the question again, and then
ask you exactly. Ask you the same question, right? So boomerasking is the term that was just invented.
Were you there on that, Peanut Gallery?
Nope.
All right. Yeah, that's something I've noticed a lot. I've always noticed in conversation. And it's something that I try not to do. When I ask questions in conversation and I'm getting to know someone, I try not to. I try to ask them questions back. When they ask me a question, I'll ask them that same question. But when I ask them a question, I try not to set them up to ask me that question. I'm trying to actively make it so that essentially I'm learning to press other people for information.
Honestly, it sounds to me more like a toxic managerial idea.
I'm sorry, you were cracking up during some of that. Try again, please.
It sounds to me like a toxic boss idea.
What I'm doing?
The boss is trying to...
No, what they're doing.
Yes. It's a general toxic conversational trait. It's, that conversation where somebody does something like that usually goes, me, you so I can talk about me. Me. Me disguised as you. Me. I mean, it really is, when people do that boomer asking, it's about being able to talk about themselves. And it's not just a toxic boss trait, but a toxic person sort of trait. I mean, it's not toxic per se. Most people do it because they're not very self-aware. And people like to talk about themselves.
Or they are self-aware and they know exactly what they're doing.
I mean, yes, there are people who do that. Yes. I think.
Or they might be attempting to trigger for lack of a better term, equivalent exchange of information so that they both parties get to know each other better.
There is that. But that's more rare. That's much more rare. Usually, I think, in my experience, from what I have seen, I think that it is usually a subconscious thing. People don't realize that they're doing it. People don't really realize that they're trying to set it up so they can talk about themselves. And I think, if it were pointed out, people would be mortified with themselves for doing it.
Mm.
I think, but I could be wrong. I could easily
That would be an interesting thought experiment to do down on the mall one warm day.
Right? It would be. I'm not going to do it, but it would be interesting.
Mm.
All right.
That it would. All right.
The term that was just invented for asking someone a question, not because you are interested in their answer, but just because you want them to ask you that question so you can tell them what you want to tell them. It was in the Wall Street Journal. Do you guys read that every day, panel? Because
I don't know, Peter. Do you read?
Why,
the
as a
Wall
matter
Street
of fact, I
Journal?
do. There you go. Very good. That's boomer asking. We just demonstrated it.
I thought boomer asking is when you ask your parents who are boomers, like, "Hey, did you know the flashlight's on your phone?"
Did you know you're trying to turn left around the world?
Or when your father asks you if you've watched Yellowstone yet.
So I could go up to somebody and be like, "Have you heard of Hari Kondabolu? I'm Hari Kondabolu."
That's not exactly it, Hari.
Well, I'm going to do it anyway.
You can say the Wall Street Journal told you it was okay, right?
Peter, the truth is the boomer asking thing would never work on me.
Why?
Because if somebody asked me how I was, I would just keep telling them.
That's true.
I have a tendency. I'm one of the most selfish people I've ever been in my life. If someone comes to my house, which they rarely do because I'm very selfish, but if someone comes to my house, I'll be eating and drinking the whole time they're there. I'll have a soda, I'll eat some chips, and it's not until they're on the way out the door that I realize, oh, geez, did you want anything to eat?
I just realized it would be weird if you realize your therapist is doing this, and all along she's just wanted you to ask her about her mother.
Yeah.
What are your big feelings?
Exactly. Chioki, how did Daniel do on our quiz?
Can't complain.
Hey, there you go.
Daniel got all 3 right.
Congratulations, Daniel.
Nice work, Daniel.
Thank you. Right now, panel, it is time for you to answer some questions about this week's news. Faith, the New York Times offered a new way to experience local culture while traveling. Just do what?
So it's something like when in Rome, act like a native.
When in Rome, do this.
Rome, try to speak that language even if you don't know how.
No.
Nope.
Well, as they say in France, I'm loving it.
Oh, gosh. Go to
McDonald's?
McDonald's?
Yes.
What?
Go to McDonald's. A travel writer points out that while Americans usually seek out, these out-of-the-way, authentic local cafes in a foreign country, all the people who live there are eating at McDonald's to get away from the tourists at the authentic cafes, right?
Okay.
So you'll find the locals at the local McDonald's?
That's what he says.
Yep.
He says it's a great way to meet just normal people who live where you're visiting.
This is McDonald's propaganda. There's no way. The New York Times has been paid off by McDonald's. I'm going to say it right now.
Yeah. Okay, the guy the travel guy?
Travel guy.
Is he kind of tall with red hair?
Very pale skin. No, he points out that they've had McDonald's as long as we've had things like Chinese and Thai restaurants. So why can't we say those restaurants over there are just a part of their culture?
And they do have the French fries.
They do. And of course, there are variations in the menus from country to country. In India, it's all vegetarian, for example.
Huh.
Plus, it's so fun to walk in and be like, tell me, here in your country, what does your grimace look like?
I mean, if you're really trying to meet the locals, why not go to their DMV?
Well, you don't want to go there anyway.
What was that?
Because you just don't want to go to the DMV anyway.
Right.
Actually, instead of asking about their grimace, what you want to ask is, what does their Big Bird look like?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Big Bird in different countries is kind of nifty looking.
They change it around?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll find you a picture for chat while we go on.
Okay. That's kind of a neat idea.
That's actually a pretty good question.
Very good.
Why not just cut off your hand and spend some time in their medical system?
Coming up, strap on your tool belts. It's a DIY Bluff the Listener game. Call 1-888-WAIT-WAIT to play. We'll be back in a minute with more of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me from NPR.
Sure and tranquil.
And the ability to Peloton.com.
Rick Hundabolu and Faith Saley. And here again is your host at the studio.
Did you find the,
Yep, I've got one. Hang on. It's a drawing that someone did instead of an actual photo. But at least it gives all of a bunch of the different locations.
Okay.
Here you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Big Bird is different around the world, and it's awesome.
Not completely different.
No, not completely, but still.
They're, the one in... Is that China? The second from the right?
Yep, China.
The one in China looks a lot like ours.
Yep.
Interesting. Oops.
Yeah.
I did not mean to do that. I meant to do that. And then that. Okay. All right. That was very interesting.
So yeah, go check out the McDonald's. Go see what's different on their menu, and then go ask them about Big Bird.
Theater in Chicago, Illinois, Peter Sagal.
Thank you, Chioki. Thank you, everybody. Yes. Right now, it's time for the Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me Bluff the Listener game. Call 1-888-WAIT-WAIT to play our game on the air. Or you can always check out the pinned post on our Instagram page at WaitWaitNPR. Hi, you're on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Hi, my name is Savannah Morello, and I'm calling from Odenton, Maryland.
Oh, I love Maryland. What do you do there?
I'm a fermentation scientist.
You are what?
A fermentation scientist, not the fun kind of fermentation that we all enjoy. I make like nutritional lipids and algae and stuff like that.
Wow.
Nothing
So when you like went to science school, you said, I want to do fermentation, but not the fun kind.
Yeah, I think there was too much alcohol, and then I checked the wrong fermentation box.
That was a mistake. Well, welcome to the show, Savannah. You're going to play our game in which you have to tell truth from fiction. Shoki, what is Savannah's topic?
Do it yourself.
Why have something done well when you could do it yourself instead? Our panelists are going to tell you about somebody who did a surprising do-it-yourself project this week with interesting results. Pick the one who's telling the truth, and you can win the waiter of your choice in your voicemail. Are you ready to play?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Well, first, let's hear from Hari Kondabolu.
Park Ranger Nikki Fisher has overseen Abraham Lincoln's boyhood home in southern Indiana for 20 years. But recently, visitor numbers have dwindled. 3 months ago, Ranger Nikki decided to take things into her own hands. Quote, there's always videos of traffic in Yellowstone because people are gaga over some elk. People, they're just fancy deer. So after sending $1,000 to a company called No Questions Asked Animals Direct Online, Nikki bought a herd of elk and planted them right in front of the front gate. People were confused about how they got there, but I just said, quote, climate change is crazy. And they bought it. When the initial buzz died down, Nikki upped the ante. Soon there were 2 bison living in the park. A month later, a herd of flamingos flew in. Wildlife experts were finally called in when a local farmer spotted a Bengal tiger in his chicken coop. Now that all the animals have been returned to their countries of origin, Nikki has now moved on to her next project, finding a new job.
Yeah.
A park ranger decides that she wants her park to not be quite so boring and gets to work. Your next self-sufficiency story comes from Paula Poundstone.
Plastic surgeon Shen Weinong recorded himself performing his own vasectomy as a gift to his wife. Not realizing, presumably, that there are services that can help men choose unique and treasured gifts. A vasectomy is a form of birth control in which the surgeon cuts and seals the tubes that carry sperm. And although a vasectomy is an effective means of birth control, so are mutton chops. In the tutorial video, the doctor/patient applied anesthetic cream to numb his genitals before having at them with a scalpel and surgical clamp to perform the surgery, during which he only once ceased with pain, perhaps thinking, roses, she might have liked roses.
A doctor performs his own vasectomy as a gift to his wife.
No.
Cutting out the middleman, I guess.
Care
and your last homespun tale comes from Faith Saley.
Mike Hickman asked his 4-year-old Sadie what she wanted for her birthday, and she replied, Bluey's daddy, a.k.a. Bandit, the relentlessly fun Australian dog of the hit cartoon series that leaves every parent feeling crushingly inadequate. So Mike fulfilled his daughter's dream himself. He dressed as Bandit and improvised for the first half hour of Sadie's party using a terrible Australian accent that left guests asking if Bluey's dad was from Boston. But no human can keep up that level of playfulness, especially when you're stifling in a Bandit suit from Amazon Prime, and 4-year-olds keep climbing on you to play horsey on the doggy. So Bandit broke. Get the hell off me! He then commanded so much compliance for the rest of the party that the kids called him Mean Bluey's daddy, sir. And other parents started hiring Mean Bluey's daddy to implement order at their kids' parties. He's even started a parenting YouTube channel called Meanie until the cease and desist letter from Disney comes.
Mean Bluey Daddy. All right, let me review these do-it-yourself projects, one of which we found in the news.
I'm going
From
with
Hari
C.
Kondabolu, an enterprising park ranger at Lincoln's.
I'm going with C because the park ranger isn't arrested, and the park ranger would have been arrested.
Yeah, I'm going with C too.
And B just is no. That's a non-starter.
I don't care if it's correct. I don't want it.
Right? Non-starter.
What's your vote?
I guess I'm going to show some balls and take B.
Okay, fine. You can have B. No one else wants B. You can have it.
Bless you, sir. That's all I can say to that.
I hope
Place
it's not
decides to make it more, national park-like. From Paula Poundstone, a doctor who performed his own vasectomy on himself. And from Faith Saley, somebody who tried to be a character from TV on his own and ended up coming up with his own meaner, more effective version. Which of these is the real story of a do-it-yourself project in the news?
I'm going to have to go against our American medical system and go with Paula's story about the DIY vasectomy.
You're going to go with Paula's story about the DIY vasectomy. Well, that's your choice then. To bring you the real answer, we spoke to an expert on this particular act of creation.
Despite how many vasectomies I do, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to do it on myself.
That was Dr. Jugan Cancel, founder of Down There Urology, talking about the DIY vasectomy. Congratulations, Savannah, you got it right.
Wait.
Thank you so much.
Pause for a minute. Urology. Urology is all you have to say. Why are we going to add down there to it? Is there urology somewhere else in the body that we don't know about?
Commercial.
Gosh, you hope not.
Yes, there's a commercial. It started just right.
If there is urology somewhere else in the body, then your urologist needs to team up with your internal medicine person, because it shouldn't be.
Oh, come on. Can't give them too much trouble for just using the pun.
No, I can't, but
That's
I'm
not
still
a
one of
pun.
the people.
That's on the noseism. Well, on the somethingism. It's not a pun. It's too on the nose. It's like
Accurate. It is too accurate and
backdoor
redundant.
proctology.
Yeah. It's too redundant is what it is.
Right. Like, it's actually it's not a pun. At that point, it's just redundant. In the end, proctology.
That's less.
No,
Somehow
yeah, that's
that is...
less, but it occurred to me, and I just kind of had to share it.
Yeah. But you can hear the difference between in the end
and backdoor proctology. I practice backdoor proctology. I don't want to know what front door proctology is.
Going a long way around.
Open wide, say ah.
That brings to mind the terrible joke about the gynecologist that decides to go back to school and be a certified engine technician for motor car. Was it Ford Motor Vehicle?
I'm frightened. Where's this going?
Guy goes to school, does everything, comes down to the final test where he has to reassemble an engine. And he does it. He does it in the time limit. And, he does his written exam and he gets it back. And his written exam has like 200% on it. And he's like, huh? And he goes and talks to the guy. He's like, well, you've got this amount for the written exam. You've got this amount for doing the engine correctly. You've got this amount for doing it within the time limit. What's this other amount? Because I've never seen anyone manage to do that working from the muffler.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
The ad break has ended. We can proceed.
We can move on.
Scream.
Okay, you know.
And now the game we call Not My Job. When she was in high school in Oakland, California, a young woman named Maya picked the online handle mxmtoon and started posting videos of herself playing the ukulele and began to blow up. Today, she is touring the world, performing her own original music with millions of followers on every platform and a new album called Liminal Space. mxmtoon, welcome to Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
This is the most surreal experience I've ever had in my life.
If I understand correctly, your stage name, your online name, mxmtoon, began because you were a cartoonist as a very young person, and you were like posting cartoons, right?
I was. My dad is actually the person who created the handle, so I'll have to hand it to him. He is also a longtime fan of Wait Wait, so I have to mention it.
All right.
But yeah, he created it when I was 11 years old and was sharing things on, like my cartoons on the internet, and thought that would be my claim to fame.
Right.
It was not. Yeah.
No. But something was, and I'm told it was the ukulele.
Yeah.
So you were posting your videos of yourself playing the ukulele. How did you know they were getting popular?
I mean, so let me tell you, Peter, there's
Yes.
a thing called a view count and a like count, and I saw that number kind of slowly creep up and then get exponentially bigger, and then suddenly I didn't go to college and I was a full-time musician, so that is where I'm at, yeah.
Wow.
You know, there's a man who gave himself a vasectomy and filmed it. And it got 4 million views. How about you?
I'm definitely not beating out that vasectomy video, so
Yeah.
I'll say that that's where I'm at.
Well, if you can find a man who will do that while you play the ukulele.
I'm curious. You just said you blew up in the internet playing music, so you decided to skip college and become a professional musician. Did you like walk into your parents one day and say, "Guess what, everybody? I'm skipping college and I'm going to go just be a musician on YouTube"?
Essentially, there was 2 coming outs. I came out as bisexual in 2017, and then the far scarier one was coming out as a musician who didn't want to pursue higher education, which was mortifying to both of my parents, who are both educators.
Yeah.
But they've been nothing but supportive since
Really?
then
I was about
being
like
queer and a musician.
Yeah, and I'm guessing the first one was easier.
Yes.
The first one was actually way easier, yeah. I mean, I'm from the Bay Area. I
Yeah.
grew up in queer spaces, and yeah, they were definitely more horrified to know that I didn't want to go and pursue an architecture degree.
In both cases, was it a kind of ceremonious thing? Did you sit them down and kind of hold hands? Like when my brother came out, he made my mom sit down and watch The Little Mermaid with him, and then he turned to her and told her. He came out to me at Chick-fil-A. I mean, everyone has their thing.
I think both felt maybe slightly ceremonious, as they were done in the passenger seat of my parents' car, and a passing moment hoping that maybe, we would figure it out from there.
Did it get to the point where your parents never wanted to get in the car with you? Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh. Honestly, I think we're still at that point. I'm a freshly licensed driver at the age of 24 about 3 months ago, so I'd say they're definitely a little bit scared to be in the car with me.
I want to talk a little bit about your music because you've progressed, and I mean no offense to the great ukulele players, but you have progressed far beyond merely playing the ukulele. You are writing and performing these beautiful, heartfelt songs that actually remind me of like the great torch singers like Dionne Warwick or Peggy Lee, or these amazing women who sang these heartfelt songs about heartbreak and stuff. Did you have a particular inspiration? Did you have a sound or a person you were trying to emulate or reach when you started singing and writing and singing your own songs?
Maybe Kermit the Frog, I think, is the only person that comes to mind. I mean,
Really?
he's just the best.
I love
what's
him.
better than that?
You're listening to Kermit and you go, you know what else is not easy being? Me. It's not easy being me. And I want to sing about that. What I love about your music is it's timeless, but it seems very much for and by your generation, which I guess technically is Gen Z. Am I right about that? Like you have this one lyric in one of your songs, one of your love songs that I love, where you talk about, the singer talks about a relationship with this other person. We snap together like Legos. And I was like, that is perfect.
It is, except that the plural of Lego is just Lego, and I found that out way too late.
Really?
Doesn't matter for the
Yeah,
it is,
doesn't matter.
unfortunately, the comment section made that abundantly clear to me.
Really? Oh, that was another question.
But it still doesn't matter. It's the passion of what you're doing, and no, I wouldn't get tripped up by that if I were you.
You actually brought
Thank
something
you.
I was going to ask you, which is one of your songs, Prom Dress, which is a beautiful song about a prom dress and a moment in a life when a woman finds herself wearing one, went viral on TikTok, right? And everybody's
Yes.
posting it with themselves in their prom dresses. Is that kind of fame fun to know that the entire world knows 40 seconds of one of your songs?
It's the best ever. I mean, for me, it feels like a bit of like a Mariah Carey moment every single year. I'll never write a song that is as catchy as All I Want for Christmas, but I did write a song for any sad teenager who is having a tough time in their prom season. And for that, I'm very grateful about the evergreen nature of that music.
I was about to say,
It's
I don't
required.
know if it was intentional,
Yeah.
but it was smart, because just as we will always have Christmas, we will always have sad teenagers at prom season.
Right.
And honestly, that feels a little bit more permanent than Christmas in some ways, I'd say.
You know, you should write a song about reading the comments.
Ooh, I should. That's a good idea. I'll do that after I collab with the guy who did the self-vasectomy. So
There you are.
I'll get back to you. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
No.
Well, Maya, it is enormous fun to
I pause
Yes.
here to say again, no.
You don't need that video.
This self-vasectomy guy, no.
Nobody needs that video. Look, at least, hopefully, at least this means there won't be more of him.
So I was about to say we're having this visceral reaction to this, to the mayonnaise milkshakes. But then I realized he can't make mayonnaise milkshakes.
No, you went. No.
Oh.
Why?
Oh, you are so
Why?
gross. That was hilarious. Ew is all I can say to any of that. Ew.
Sorry.
And we have
Look.
invited you here to play a game we're calling.
You should be. Were you gonna say something, Kat?
Yeah, there is one thing when you are trapped someplace or in an isolated place and have to do surgery on yourself because otherwise you die, like the Arctic person, or someone on the space station or whatever, where you are in a place where you're just going
Right.
to have to either figure it out, do it, YouTube it, whatever, because it's this or dead.
Very rarely is a vasectomy required to save a life.
But there's also the fact that if you're doing this to save your life, you're not sitting there going, I'm filming this for posterity because I want to give this as a gift to a loved one.
Unless you're Van Gogh.
Yes. But that's,
Although,
that's
again,
different.
that surgery wasn't nearly as invasive.
Or gross.
Oddly enough. He only took off an ear. Nothing big.
But still. I mean, it could be argued that with Van Gogh it was mafia leanings and he was sending a message, but
What message is that?
I'm always
Don't-
listening to you.
Don't intimidate. Oh, you mean Van Gogh. I was gonna say, because the vasectomy guy, that message is you
No.
can't scare me. That's what message that guy's sending.
No, Van Gogh's message is I'm really bad at self haircuts.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, there's that true.
Oops, I missed. I mean, that would be. Can you imagine being, having the mob try and shake you down for protection money or something, and you send them a video of a self-vasectomy? Like, they're gonna start sending you protection money. They're gonna be like, never mind, you're scary. This is not. No. Ah!
Please don't ever send us a video like that again.
Yes, yes. Would that count as blackmail?
I don't even think it would count as a threat unless you literally said this'll happen to you.
Well, I was thinking more along the lines of,
don't send me that again.
I'm
I'll pay you to not send me that again.
Yeah, I just, oh, you don't like this? I'm going to keep sending it to you. No, I'm just paying you to stop. Please stop.
I think it's extortion at that point, not exactly blackmail.
Okay. Either way, something that the mob would be very, very familiar with and know how to deal with.
I mean, yes, sort of. Except...
we're not moving past the sub, are we?
No.
There is generally a topic each week that we latch onto and we get stuck on because either it is hilarious or it's horrifying
disturbing.
or it's both. And we there's just no doing. I mean, what did you just say that we were stuck on last time? We are not saying it again. Just this is why we don't do morning shows with half asleep people.
Right? I'm just saying, man, like, I'd be intimidated if somebody sent me a video like that.
Yeah.
So what's not her job?
Good question. Let's get to that.
mxmtoon. Meet Toon M&Ms.
By which we mean those charming animated mascots that help sell M&M candies.
Oh, no.
You know, that always make us feel a little weird when we get around to eating them.
Yup.
We're going to ask you 3 questions about those cartoon candies. If you get 2 right, you win our prize from one of our listeners, the voice of their choice on their answering machine. Choki, who is Maya playing for?
Mallory Kelly of Peoria, Illinois.
All right, you ready to do this?
I think so, Mallory. I'm going to try. So
Okay.
my very best for you.
All right. So here's your first question. For M&M's 75th anniversary, they released a video showing 360-degree views inside the M&M mascots' homes, right? One feature of the orange M&M's house surprised some people. What was it? A, 6 locks on the front door. B, a tanning bed. Or C, a Robert Mapplethorpe print.
Tanning bed, I think.
First of all, I have not seen this advertisement. I'm delighted to know that the M&Ms are homeowners. Congratulations to them.
It's amazing.
I want to say tanning bed.
They want to say tanning bed.
I feel like the locks thing is a little too ominous. Yeah.
While it might be ominous, it is true. Apparently, Orange's little quirk is that he's paranoid about being eaten. I can't imagine why.
Yeah.
No.
So his apartment has 6 locks and a monitor showing.
Did you say that? The 6 locks, peanut gallery?
Yes.
All right.
Nine security cameras. Okay, so here's your next question.
Today's pre-rolls brought to you by the Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville. On the downtown mall, 105 West Main Street. Above the Brick, Suite 200, between the Green Cauldron and Hamilton's. A great place to go with some great buds to get some great buds, eh, bud? The only thing better than their bud is their customer service. And they have the lowest prices in town, according to my own highly biased research, by which I mean I was incredibly high when I did my biased research. Visit the website for times and events. The website is thehiddenleafseville.com. That's thehiddenleafseville, all one word, .com. A note of disclosure, we are an opinionated show with opinions. They are a business. The opinions we express in this show are not necessarily the opinions of any of our sponsors, including the Hidden Leaf, Firehouse, or the Kush Gang. And back to the show.
You got 2 more. You can do it. Before her redesign in 2022, the green M&M was a female with big eyelashes and go-go boots, relatively sexy for a candy. Why was she designed to be sexy? Was it A, because research showed that people get hungrier when they are feeling romantic? B, because of the widely held belief that green M&Ms were an aphrodisiac? Or C, because of a planned but abandoned ad campaign featuring a passionate love affair between her and the Jolly Green Giant?
B.
Wow.
Did you say B, Peanut Gallery?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, you know, I've listened to the show for years, and I've always thought maybe I'd be good at this, and I think I'm just learning rapidly that this is not my skill set, and that's okay.
That's all right. The audience is trying to help you by...
They are helping me, and
Yes.
I haven't been able to hear them a lot throughout the Zoom
Yes.
call, but I'm going to be thankful when I answer. I believe that it's the second one.
It is, in fact, because apparently certain members of the audience, I'm not saying they're old enough personally, but they might have heard that back in the 70s, that was a widespread rumor that green M&Ms were an aphrodisiac. It was the thing.
That's why she had go-go.
All right, that's good. You got one right
And
with
in
one
the
to go. If you
80s.
get
It
this,
was the
you
70s
win.
and the
Here's your last question. M&M's almost had a live mascot. They asked Kevin Bacon, the actor, to do a commercial where he would dance to the song Footloose from his famous movie in a yellow M&M costume, but he turned them down. Why did he turn them down? Was it A, his agent told him, "You're Kevin freaking Bacon. You don't play the yellow M&M, you play the blue M&M." B, because he was doing ads for Hormel Bacon and his deal banned him from representing any other food. Or C, because his wife, he said, gets too creeped out by the concept of talking food.
B.
You know,
I'm going
marital problems present themselves in all sorts
C.
of colors, and
That's true.
sometimes in the format of people, you know, revealing their deepest, darkest secrets, like talking food being a real fear.
So you're picking C.
Peanut Gallery, what did you say?
I didn't say anything. I'll go with B.
You're going with B, with Hormel Bacon, Kevin Bacon. Do you ever remember, I'm just saying this to you guys, do you ever remember Kevin Bacon advertising bacon?
No.
No, what I remember most is the 7 degrees of bacon game.
6
6
degrees.
degrees of Kevin Bacon.
And you should see the way that Brock plays. We've gotten to Lauren Bacall. We've gotten Kevin Bacon to Kevin Bacon to Kevin Bacon to Kevin Bacon.
Yes.
In specifically 6 degrees at a time, instead of taking the easy way and doing like 2 or 3 degrees.
Right.
Yeah, we have done some pretty insane Kevin Bacon things. Brock is amazing at this game. It is his specialty.
That's his particular niche.
Yes.
That
one of.
and making yummy baked goods.
Yes. So you're both going bacon.
No, I said C.
You said C. You're going with me on the food phobia.
Yeah.
I honestly think it's C, but I'm going with B just for the heck of it.
Okay.
Watch all of us be wrong, and it's actually A.
Yeah, like, I want it to be A. That's the one I want to be true. Because he's Kevin
Blue one wasn't
freaking
around
Bacon.
at the time that this would have happened.
True.
What?
The problem is the blue one was not around at the time this would have happened.
That's true. Also, Kevin Bacon isn't that kind of guy. Kevin Bacon is the kind of guy who will take any acting job and enjoy it because he loves acting.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen this to be true time and time again.
And if he doesn't have an acting job, he will decide to do something for YouTube because he can.
Right. He is... Like, I believe he would do the Hormel Bacon thing just for the fun of bacon.
Yes.
But I don't ever remember it, and it seems like the kind of thing that I would remember.
Honestly, I would see him doing the bacon strips over the bacon.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Because
That'd be fun.
then he could be having this conversation with a very hyper dog and be thoroughly enjoying it.
Right. I mean that commercial almost writes itself. Bacon. I mean, yes, I am, but no, this is bacon strips.
Exactly.
Bacon. No, seriously. Exactly. Bacon strips.
So what's the old Hollywood adage? The show must go on.
I was going to say, never act with animals and kids. They always steal the scene.
There's that, too. All right, hit play. Let's find out what the answer
I think
is.
So.
And you're right.
Yeah.
Yes,
There you
indeed.
go.
Wait, what did she say?
His wife, Kira Cedric, said, quote, doesn't like it when food talks, and put her foot down about it. Chioki, how did Maya do in our quiz?
mxmtoon got 2 right, which means she has to come out to her parents as a winner on Wait, Don't Tell Me.
There we go.
Well done.
In the car.
This is going to be the best coming out I've ever had.
That's great. That's great.
It's gonna be great.
Mom, Dad, let's go for a ride. Really? No, this time you'll enjoy it. mxmtoon's new album is Liminal Space. It's delightful and moving and beautiful. You can hear her play it on her upcoming world tour. Dates and more information are over, of course, at mxmtoon.com. mxmtoon, Maya, thank you so much for joining us. What a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for playing. And we'll see you around. Take care.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bye-bye.
Good luck.
In just a minute, why you really should check in on all your penguin friends. That's in our Listener Limerick Challenge. Call 1-888-WAIT-WAIT to join us on the air.
Climate change.
We'll be back in a minute with more of Wait, Don't Tell Me.
I mean,
from
hey,
NPR.
it's crazy, am I right?
I mean, yeah, but there was also there have been penguins just wandering into stores recently.
Support for this podcast and the
They're from Madagascar.
Because it's a jungle out there.
message come from QNAR, inviting you to take in the sound.
It comes from Charles. Come from LinkedIn.
From NPR and WBEZ Chicago, this is Wait, Don't Tell Me.
So there are chocolate bars with jokes wandering around out there. Penguins.
I suppose so.
They're just... Where are these penguins wandering around now? What's this now? You can't just drop a factoid like that and...
I want to say...
Are they more escapees from the North Carolina Zoo?
Right?
No, they're not escapees from the North Carolina Zoo. They're... Oh, God. Where did I read it about? I am drawing a complete blank on exactly where, but it's one of the places where penguins live in a warmer area.
Okay.
And people were going in and out of a shop with the automatic doors, and the penguins are like, this looks like fun, and so they were just running in and out and running amok in the store.
I mean, that sounds so cute that it can't be true. Almost like, it sounds like, yeah, I don't know.
Look, I will take cute and untrue over accurate and hideous. Today, anyway.
That's how most of America lives its life.
Yeah. We've already done the accurate and hideous for the day. We need something cute and untrue. But no. It was some place where the penguins live kind of like on the beach.
Okay.
Because you've
Because
got
there
the
are those
slightly warmer.
places that aren't
Yeah.
frozen, like Madagascar.
Right. And there was something. It wasn't an Ulta Beauty, but it was a beauty type store with the automatic doors, and the penguins are just running in and out and sliding on the tile floor and like
Playing. Penguin
playing and like. And people are walking around like, what do we do with a penguin? It's like can't touch them. You can't just kind of pick them up and fling them out because they're not a paying customer. It's like, what do you do with a penguin in your store?
Whatever you do, you don't look at its mouth.
No, we don't.
People there.
No. We leave penguin mouths alone.
Are they scary?
Yes.
Go ahead, look it up.
Yeah, I'm not looking that one up for you.
Nah, I'm good. I believe you. I believe
Except
you.
For later this week, it will occur to you, and you will look it up.
Nah, I'm good.
Trying out some ominous positivity there.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I
think the clue is that Kathy is not sending this to you, being like, here, you need this nightmare fuel. It's
right.
Nope. Yeah, I'm letting you do that one all on your own.
If both of you are checked out of this, then nah, I'm good. I don't need to. I'm cool.
No, I'm just too lazy.
Then that means probably at some point this week you'll look it up for some other reason and then send it to him.
Possibly, yeah.
The NPR News Quiz. I'm Chioke Ayanson. We're playing this week with Faith Saley, Paula Poundstone, and Hari Kondabolu. And here again is your host at the Studebaker Theater in Chicago, Illinois, Peter Sagal.
Thank you, Chioke. Thank you so much. In just a minute, did you know every week in America, as many as 3 limericks go unfinished? You can help in our Listener Limerick Challenge game. If you'd like to play, give us a call at 1-888-WAIT-WAIT. That's 1-888-924-8924. Right now, panel, it is time for you to answer some questions about this week's news. Hari, we're all familiar with the concept of safe words.
Yeah.
Yes.
An article in the New York Post says safe words can also be useful while doing what other activity?
Bobbing for apples.
Conversation.
That's very specific. I'll give you a hint. You might want to use these safe words when you're involved in risky activities like overseeing mass play dates or bath time.
Well, parenting.
Yes, parenting safe words. Here's the idea.
Oh, man.
Say your toddler is having a tantrum. You've been dealing with her all day, and you're about to snap, and you need your partner to take over. Well, you just yell out, Michael Barbaro, or whatever your safe word might be. And the trick here is that your kids are listening, so your safe word can't be something like, I hate them, or you were adopted.
My safe word right now is I just look at my husband and say perimenopause and leave the room.
Really?
Yep. That means you got this now.
That's not so much a safe word.
It's a threat and a reality.
I was about to say that was more of a threat. Yeah. Faith, there's a new option out there for couples who cannot decide between a big wedding and a...
My safe word is safe word. Oddly enough, you can understand that when mumbled around a ball gag very easily.
That's good to know.
And a small intimate wedding. Some couples are now having what?
A Goldilocks wedding, a medium-sized wedding.
No, that would be the old way of doing it, to compromise. This is not the new way.
Oh, are they having both?
Separate
Yes,
weddings?
they're having his and hers weddings, Faith. An invitee took to a wedding page on Reddit to tell this story. The bride wanted a small wedding, intimate, friends, family. The groom wanted a huge wedding with everybody, so they decided, let's have his and hers weddings. it was that or the other really fun option, realize they're two fundamentally different people, and call it off. So each wedding for this particular couple had its own venue, its own wedding planner, and yes, 2 separate registries. Right?
Wow. Oh, my gosh.
Money
They
do
have
these
a
people
ton of money.
have?
Clearly
money.
too much.
And do they both go
Less
to
than they
each
had
of
to
them?
start
Yes.
with.
Right?
What's new?
I think if you,
A lot.
all right, deciding you're going to have 2 weddings because you can't agree on what kind of wedding you want to have is one thing. Not inviting the person you're marrying to your wedding, I think, is definitely a sign.
I think you just have like a stand-in. You know, Bob would be here, but he doesn't enjoy a big wedding.
Why not just do it like the circus and have like a big tent and then a little tent? And then you can go to whichever wedding you want to go to.
So you had like a main attraction and a sideshow wedding?
Well, I wouldn't call it a side. It's a more intimate wedding. You could have a freak show too.
I was waiting for that.
That's what
I mean, that was at my wedding, so.
All right. And now it's a game we're going to call.
Peanut Gallery said, worst safe word ever. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I had to check to make sure you spelled it correctly. But yeah, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Yes, that is the worst safe word ever. Just because.
All 15 syllables of it.
Gets stuck in your throat.
We're going to call
No Complaining January.
So in honor of No Complaining January, Chioki is going to read each of you a real headline we found in this week's news. You have to say something positive about it. That's the challenge.
A real headline.
You say something positive about these alarming headlines, you get a point. All right. We're going to start with Faith. Here we go. This headline's for you. Say something positive after you hear it. Your first headline is about something weird that happened with a fresh fish entree.
Restaurant customers left screaming after meat crawls off dinner plate.
Something positive, Faith.
After meat?
Crawls off dinner plate.
At least it was
turned
very
that
fresh.
person vegan, and that's better for the environment.
Chioki, what do you think?
We got it. 1 point.
1 point, okay. All right, Paula, this one is for you. Chioki, please read the headline.
Woman intentionally pooped on store's floor in shoplifting scheme.
Don't have to clean the restroom.
And a point for Paula.
There you go.
At least
All right,
it wasn't in the fitting room.
Let's do it.
Rocket explodes on man's penis at family fireworks display.
At least we know who the family
No more
idiot
need for a
is.
safe word.
Or a self-vasectomy.
Or a self-vasectomy.
And
Yeah,
that's
there
a
we go.
point for Hurry.
Very well done, you guys.
I feel really good.
Good job. Good job looking on the bright side.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you are. Coming up, it's Lightning Fill in the Blank, but first it's the game where you have to listen for the rhyme. If you'd like to play on air, call and leave a message at 1-888-WAIT-WAIT. That's 1-888-924-8924. You can catch us most weeks right here at the Studebaker Theater in beautiful downtown Chicago, or come see us on the road. For example, we'll be at the Walt Disney Theater in Orlando, Florida on March 20th. For tickets and information to all our live shows, go to nprpresents.org. Hi, you're on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Hi, this is Kate Howard from Austin, Texas.
Austin, one of our very favorite places. What do you do there?
I'm a singer-songwriter.
Of course you are. I love it.
It's the law.
It's the law. You have to do it. You're not allowed into town unless you're carrying a guitar and your heart on your sleeve.
Yes.
That's cool. Well, Kate, welcome to the show. Chioki Ayanson is going to read you 3 news-related limericks with the last word or phrase missing from each. If you can fill in that last word or phrase correctly into the limericks, you'll be a winner. You ready to go?
Yes, I am.
Here's your first limerick.
In midwinter, I'm thrown for a loop. Both my health and my energy droop. So I eat Granny's candy. It's soothing and dandy. It tastes like some warm chicken.
Soup.
Soup, yes. This week, Progresso, the soup company,
We already
introduced
covered this.
soup-flavored hard candies. called soup drops.
No, I brought this up last
Which they
week.
describe as, quote, soup you can suck on.
We covered it.
This is big news in my...
I remember because I talked myself into the idea of maybe liking it.
Yes. That was
in my
last
household.
Saturday's thing.
Right.
Okay.
In my household, because my kid has such a soup tooth.
It was Campbell's?
It's Progresso.
Yeah, that's a Progresso move.
It really is.
Campbell's has the market. Progresso's trying. You don't see Amy's pulling that.
No, it's true. Here's your next limerick.
Married penguins have buyer's remorse. Lack of babies is often the source. When their passions have dulled, they can't get things annulled. So the penguins will file for
divorce.
Divorce.
Yes, indeed. Penguins are supposed to be monogamous for life, so everyone is alarmed by a new study showing that a certain population of penguins have a divorce rate between 25 and 50%. I guess a certain flightless bird can stop being so smug at the PTA meetings. According to the study, if reproduction does not go well for a couple of penguins for about a year, penguins will just split up, right? They'll just go their separate ways. I wonder what those fights are like. The male says, sorry, baby, I just need to spread my wings. And the female's like, and do what with them?
There are scientists who do studies. That means they were watching these penguins like it was Love Island, right?
Exactly, yes. Quite literally Love Island. They're on
And
an
then
island.
somehow they had to tell the difference between the different penguins. Like they knew the differences between them.
Yeah.
And then we're able to say that one's not sleeping with that one anymore.
Yeah.
He's moved on with that one.
Yeah.
And this is they do this for a living. They get paid.
That is their job, to observe the penguins.
To see whether they're having sex with the same partners or not.
Yes. Yeah.
This is some sick stuff.
Here is your last limerick.
My trophy case leaves me nonplussed. My achievements are turning to dust. Last summer's bright gold is all tarnished and old, because my medals are starting to
rust.
Rust, yes.
Peanut Gallery, GSAT?
Yep.
Yeah.
100 medal winners from the Olympics in Paris last summer have complained to the International Olympic Committee that their medals are falling apart. They're flaking away. And these champions shouldn't have the rust medal. That's what you get if you're fourth place. So these medals from Paris, and they've been posting photographs, have visible signs of obvious crumbling and staining and wear. You may remember when they made these medals, the company that made them announced that they have included in them iron from the Eiffel Tower built into them. So don't worry, everybody. It's not the Olympic medals that are falling apart. It's just the Eiffel Tower.
That's terrible.
It is. And that's for the bronze, silver, and gold?
Bronze, silver, and gold, although the phenomenon seems to be centered on the bronze medals.
Huh.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
Makes sense.
I can.
Yeah, what do you expect? You came in third. You wanted something of quality?
I can attest to that. My bronze medal is gone.
It's rusted away.
Yeah.
So athletes are actually sending the medals back to the committee saying, hey, can I get a new medal that won't fall away? It's obviously the Olympians' fault. It says right in the back of the medal, not dishwasher safe. Jokey, how did Kate do in our quiz?
Let us sing Kate's praises. She got all three right.
Congratulations, Kate. Well done.
Thank you so much.
We'll come down and hope to see you on 6th Street next time we're in Austin. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Kate.
All right.
Support for NPR and the following message
Wrong.
come from Mint Mobile. Is upfront.
Next place hits just a tap of scores. All right, Paula has 4. Faith and Hurry each have 3.
All right, Paula, you are doing particularly well. So we are going to arbitrarily pick Hurry to go first. The clock will start when I begin your first question. Fill in the blank. On Wednesday, thousands of people in Southern California were evacuated after a new blank started in the area.
Fire.
Right. After the ceasefire took effect, over 2,000 aid trucks were able to enter blank.
Gaza.
Right. On Thursday, a federal judge blocked President Trump's order to end birthright blank.
Citizenship.
Right. According to the Congressional Budget Office, by 2035, the federal blank will jump to $2.7 trillion.
Deficit.
Debt.
deficit. This week, for the first time in the history of the NHL, the outcome of a game was influenced by blank.
Who cares? It's hockey.
Well, some people care very deeply. It was a tray of nachos a fan threw into the ice. It distracted the goalie. This weekend, NASA told Skywatchers.
What?
Nachos. Not snow. Nachos.
I guess it's just nacho game.
Nacho night.
These jokes are just getting cheesier.
I feel for that poor goalie that he was
I
so
feel
starved
like-
that he went after the nachos on the ice.
I feel like that goalie's got a chip on his shoulder.
And in his hair, and probably down in his skates.
Any more? Do we have any more?
They could use the frozen jalapeno rings as extra pucks.
Hey, at least we know those nachos came with it being chili.
Ah!
Good one.
Chili cheese nachos. Once they hit the ice, they were chili cheese nachos.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're good now.
Okay.
I don't think we ever were.
Trevor knows what I mean.
What do you call somebody else's corn chips and mozzarella on ice? Chili cheese nachos. That joke, as soon as we stop streaming, I'm going to record that joke and put it on YouTube.
Need to reverse it so it's nacho chili cheese.
Nacho chili cheese?
Yeah. What do you call someone else's chips and cheese on ice? Not your chili cheese.
Nacho chili cheese?
Yeah.
Either way it works,
Either
I think.
way it works. It's just the grammatical thing.
Yes, but do we say it'd be nacho cheese? You don't. If the chili cheese doesn't come after the nachos unless you're speaking specifically about chili cheese made for nachos, right?
Okay, fair enough.
So it would, but none of us say nacho chili cheese. It's just nacho cheese. Or nacho cheese with chili.
So read the start off of the joke again.
What do you call someone else's corn chips and cheddar on, or you could do queso on ice? What do you call somebody else's corn chips and queso on ice?
But
Huh?
what do you call corn chips and queso on ice, but it's someone else's?
Yeah, that's what I said. Someone else's corn chips and queso on ice.
You put the but it's someone else's at the end, therefore you get it grammatically in the same order.
Yeah, but it's from joke perspective, it's clunky.
Fair enough.
Altogether, it's clunky, but hey,
it's frozen cheese.
Having to say clumpy. But, having to say to add the extra word but, that beat makes it not flow as well, I think.
Fair enough. You know, it's really rare for us to stop in the middle of the lightning round for stuff like this.
It is, but this joke was working
It was
out this
required.
joke was required. And explaining, I mean, more to the point, explaining joke math. Because
Buster joke is always funny. Fast and Humor's great.
Joke math.
I'm not sure people out there understand how much effort we put into arranging the phrasing of our jokes so that they work.
Fair enough.
You know, we kind of when I tell these jokes, I try to make it look like they're effortless toss away one-liners where it's like, oh, I didn't have to think about what order that was in. That's the order it was in.
Yeah.
But no, it does require this entire,
Here's the kernel of the idea. Here's how we make it sound right.
Yes. It requires this entire calculus, is the word I was getting to there. Yes, polishing too, sure. Calculus was to bring it back to the math analogy.
I think he's trying to give you alternate words, so I will stop hissing at the computer.
So you will stop hissing about the math analogy.
Oh, yeah, you and math.
Snarl, snarl, hiss, hiss.
I just, there is a math to comedy.
I know. Because it's got a rhythm, and music is mathematical, and I've heard all of that. It's not going to stop me from hissing about it.
Also, there are certain numerical rules, like literal numerical rules to comedy. The rule of threes, never give more than 3 examples, never give less than 3 examples, always 3 examples. It throws off the rhythm. Any more or less throws off the rhythm. Odd numbers are funny.
Mm-hmm.
Prime numbers are even funnier.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can come up with any other.
Double numbers are funny because you're saying the same number
twice. Repetition isn't normally funny. But in certain cases, such as double numbers, it is.
Yeah.
All right, back to the show. Let's finish up. We're the lightning round.
We'll try.
That 6 blanks will be visible from Earth at once.
Planets.
Right. This week, an 84-year-old man in the UK successfully fended off a mugger by repeatedly blanking.
Farting?
No, by repeatedly hitting him with a pair of jeans. The would-be mugger attacked the 84-year-old at a laundromat, so he grabbed the closest thing he had, a pair of jeans, and repeatedly swatted the guy with them. The man was at a huge advantage because he had both a 65-inch reach and a 36-inch inseam. Choki, how did Hurry do in our quiz?
Hurry got 5 right for 10 more points. That's a total of 13. Hurry's in the lead.
Well done. All right. Faith, you are up next. Please fill in the blank. On Wednesday, the Trump administration said they were sending 1,500 troops to the blank.
Southern border.
Right, after announcing a record jump in subscribers, streaming giant blank said it would be raising prices.
Netflix.
Right, for the first time in a decade, the Ohio State Buckeyes beat Notre Dame to win the blank championship.
College football championship.
Right, on Tuesday, 3 top tech firms announced a $500 billion investment focused on the development of blank.
AI?
Cryptocurrency?
No, AI. Following the success of spin-off shows like FBI Most Wanted and FBI International, CBS unveiled the newest show in their FBI franchise, blank.
FBI hyperlocal.
Vegas?
FBI CIA.
Oh.
Really?
On Wednesday, Nepal announced they were increasing the fee to climb blank to $15,000.
Mount Everest.
Right. On Thursday, Emilia Perez and Wicked led the nominations for the 2025 Blank Awards.
Oscars?
Yes.
Oscars.
This week, a medical journal found a new side effect of the trendy carnivore diet, which involves eating massive amounts of meat, cheese, and butter. It may make your hands blank.
Harry.
No, it may make your hands leak cholesterol.
Oh, Jesus.
According to the study,
That's a
after
new
8
one.
months on this carnivorous diet, a man in Florida had such high levels of cholesterol that it literally started leaking out from his hands. Now, I know what you're wondering. Was it the good cholesterol or the bad cholesterol? It's actually kind of interesting. It was the gross cholesterol.
That is gross.
Jokey, how did Faith do in our quiz?
All right, Faith got 5 right for 10 more points. That's the total of 13. Oh, snap. They're tied.
All right, so then how many does Paula need to pull away and win it all?
5.
5. Here we go, Paula. This is for the game Fill in the Blank. On Tuesday, the White House announced plans to impose steep blanks on goods from China,
Tariffs.
Mexico, and Canada.
Tariffs.
Right. According to officials in Georgia, blank flu was found in commercial poultry flock.
Bird flu.
Right. This week, Thailand formally legalized same-sex blanks.
Marriage.
Right. On Tuesday, YouTube star Mr. Beast announced
Yeah.
he was considering buying social media app blank.
TikTok.
Right. This week, an Ohio man who crashed into a fire hydrant asked police to give him a break because blank.
He was hot.
No, he asked police to give him a break because he'd been drinking. On Thursday, scientists warned that coral bleaching in the blank reef had reached catastrophic levels.
In the
Great Barrier?
coral reef.
Which one?
Great Barrier.
Is there more than one?
There is.
The big one over on the left.
It's on the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. On Monday,
That's what I meant.
On Monday, new data showed that the Earth's magnetic blank was shifting.
Magnetic
field.
pull.
Right. This week, a woman in Indonesia had to call the fire department to free her after her blank got caught in an office chair.
After her blank got
Snake.
caught in her office chair.
Yes.
I don't know, her hair.
No, her nose ring.
Oh,
The
jeez.
story that is definitely not, we think, about a woman sniffing furniture. The office worker had to call for help after her nose ring got tangled in the mesh of her office chair. According to the fire chief, quote, the incident wasn't the strangest call we've ever had, which really makes you wonder what other piercings have gotten stuck to chairs.
Yeah, that's just, you shouldn't, see, that's telling you no about that.
Yeah. Chioki, did Paula do well enough to win?
Well, she got 5 right for 10 more points. So, with a total of 14 points, Paula Poundstone is this week's champion.
Congratulations! Yay!
Thank you. Thank you very much.
In just a minute, we're going to ask our panelists to predict, after we finish No Complaining January, what will be the first complaint heard on February 1st. But first, let me tell you that Wait, Don't Tell Me is a production of NPR and WBEZ Chicago in association with Urgent Haircut Productions. Doug Berman, benevolent overlord. Philip Gotica writes our limericks. Our
What did
public
you
address
say?
announcer is Paul Friedman. Our tour manager is Shayna
First
Donald.
complaint
Thanks to the
heard
staff and crew
midnight.
at the Studebaker Theater.
What?
BJ Liederman,
Not being able to
Our
complain.
program is
Huh.
produced by Jennifer Mills, Miles Dornbos, and Lillian King.
Okay.
Special thanks to Biddy and Bazuna and Monica Hickey. Peter Gwynn is our COOL. Emma Choi is our vibe curator. Technical direction is from Lorna White. Our CFO is Colin Miller. Our production manager, that's Robert Newhouse. Special thanks this week to Gary Yeck. Our senior producer is Ian Chillog. The executive producer of Wait, Don't Tell Me is Mike Danforth. And now, panel, what will people be complaining about as soon as they are allowed to on February 1st? Hari Kondabolu.
January has too many days.
Faith Saley.
That the newly declassified JFK, RFK, and MLK files are TLDR and boring.
And Paula Poundstone.
These office chairs are so grabby.
And if any of that happens, panel, we'll ask you about it on Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Thank you, Chioke Hansen, doing another fabulous job filling in for our friend Bill Curtis. Thanks also to Hari Kondabolu, Faith Saley, and Paula Poundstone. Thanks to all of you here at the Studebaker Theater, our home. And for the moment, yours. Thanks to all of you who are listening wherever you might be. I'm Peter Sagal. We'll see you next week. This is NPR.
This message comes from VCU. What makes VCU uncommon?
I don't know. What does make VCU uncommon? All right, so here are the scores. I turned it around this week, I managed to turn it around. Peanut Gallery came in with 26 points. A pretty solid showing.
Yes.
Cat, 31. And I eked out 32. Just barely turned it around this week. Good showing from everybody involved. So, thank you guys very much for being here. And yeah. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Just Me Crystal, for being here. Thank you, all you lurkers, anybody who's lurking. Stick around for the raid. We'll be raiding out to DJ Margarita Mel of the Sunday No Pants raid train. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Now is the time on the show. I just saw that, Peanut Gallery.
Sorry.
Least it wasn't the stitches from the home vasectomy that got caught on the chair.
Oh.
Now is the time on the show.
That explains the squeak I heard earlier.
Yep.
When I say, as they say around here. Two up, two down. VA, double deuces. We're out, y'all.